Hi, welcome to the podcast Ease into Clarity. I'm Dr. Divi, family doctor turned intuitive coach, and I'm here to help you. In this podcast, we will learn mental techniques, emotional techniques, and spiritual techniques to change daily problems. So maybe it's your husband, your boss, your coworker, your kids, they're driving you crazy. You can email me any of your questions, and I will use all the techniques I've learned over the years and help you. Grab your hot chocolate and make sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon. Ciao. Hi, Dr. Divi here from the podcast Ease into Clarity, and thank you so much for being here. Today's a listener question, so I'm going to pull it up and read it to you. And if you can actually watch my video, you will see my glasses in just 1 second. So just give me a quick flash a second. This question comes from a listener around health. So it's a bit of a long email, so I'll try to summarize it. Basically, it's from a woman named Kate, and she writes, "Hi, Kate. I hope you're well. I want to know how to distinguish between pain and feel in my body that requires urgent medical attention and pain that is trying to teach you something. How do you know when to act and seek urgent attention and when to just stop and take a breath and come back to yourself?" And there's a bit of a long email, so I'll try to summarize it, or I might read it all. Just bear with me. I feel like I know how you would answer the question, and theoretically speaking, I probably know the answer as well. To give you some background, I have suffered with various medical conditions and really bad anxiety. My anxiety mainly comes from being unwell, feeling unwell. When I have some sort of pain or discomfort in my body, my anxiety goes from 0 to 100, and no amount of breath work, meditation, or distraction can pull me away from this burning sensation in my mind, which is, am I dying? Am I dying? That's what she experiences. Do I need to go to the hospital? I end up in emergency so often that if I don't have, that they don't take me seriously anymore. Sometimes I get a diagnosis, but more often than not, I feel like I've become a hypochondriac. And then I'm going to fast forward some of this. So she's done a lot of work on herself, Kate has, and she's done a lot of healers, done a lot of courses, and she's a mindfulness practitioner, amongst other things. She's found she cannot trust her intuition, and physically, mentally, I'm going to read this on and off. I feel like I am 25% capacity of what I was 5 years ago. I'm working to accept this about myself. The more I work through learning and growing and connecting to the divine and practicing, all I feel is worse mentally and physically, and I can't get out of panic and fear. Like I said, I can hear your voice in my head telling me the answer, but it doesn't seem to work for me. I've tried it all. And although it's helpful in certain areas of my life, something about my anxiety and health is just not working. It feels like I'm in survival mode a lot of the time, and has developed in the last 5 years. As my coping skills increase and get better, my symptoms seem to also increase, and my ability and energy to do life is diminishing. I cannot get on without fear, and I'm tired of sitting in the pain and meditating and asking the divine. I do recognize my survival patterns and my traumas. My first 20 years, she talks about her parents and a lot of the work she's done. And I've acknowledged, accepted the patterns, and I've done forgiveness work, gratitude work, inner child work, shadow work, affirmations, etc., etc., etc. I've tried to take away all the lessons from all along, and technically I'm free to make my choices and not be controlled by my body and mind. And I can't seem to break free from me. I know the reasons behind the fear when I get physical symptoms and are different things, and I should get to the point, but it doesn't seem to work at a moment. I go to panic and I go to freeze, and I am crippled by fear, but I'm able to keep myself, to help myself. I can't seem to get past the cycle of trauma response and self-sabotage. Am I missing a link? I can be so connected to the divine and hold so much love for me and others. I can be so accepting with so much peace and gratitude and joy. I can provide amazing insight to others, and at times my intuition even surprises me. I can be in awe of life, balanced, grounded, connected, and vibrating at a high frequency for days and even weeks. I feel so strong, and I feel confident in those moments that physical pain comes in and all of it goes out the window. What a phenomenal question, Kate. Thank you so much. I just skimmed 1 or 2 of the paragraphs, but beautiful question, Kate. I'm going to answer this question both intuitively as well as energetically, and I've pulled up a few quotes from A Course in Miracles, so I'm going to pull those up as well. So the first thing I would say to you, Kate, is please don't make yourself wrong. You're doing the work, and I want to applaud you for that. And the work can be everything from A Course in Miracles to inner child work and so on and so forth. Sometimes, though, the work, including mindfulness and all of its beautiful stuff, as you know and you've alluded to in your email, keeps us very much in the ego construct. And I'm going to read you a few quotes from A Course in Miracles, most of which you probably heard or know of, or maybe you don't, I don't know. But let me read some of them to you as I answer your question. This is basically how A Course in Miracles starts, and here come my glasses again. The quote, the ACIM starts with this quote: "Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." So if I take that quote and apply it to what you're going through, Kate, I would start with this very simple thing. Your body cannot be threatened because it's not real. The only thing that's real is Source. It's the only thing real. And sometimes we approach all of the work, but from the ego construct of fixing something, but nothing is broken. And I can hear you right now. I keep hearing you say to me, but I know this, I know this, I know this. And that's application. And the application is sitting with the anxiety, which you do, and being with it. And not making yourself wrong if you go to the emergency room 1,000 times or 10 times. And not making yourself wrong if you're afraid of dying. And getting to a place of peace with the journey that you're in right now. And it's almost like you're trying to fix something that's not broken. And just surrender into it. And I know you know some of this other stuff, but I'm still going to quote again. This is A Course in Miracles. "The body is a fence the Son of God imagines he has built to separate parts of himself from other parts. It is with this fence that he thinks he lives, to die as it decays and crumbles, or within this fence that he thinks he lives, that he is safe from love." So again, I know you know this, Kate. But the body, as you know, is not real. It cannot be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing real can be threatened. The only thing that's real is our spirit and our soul, and no one can threaten that. The body is unreal. It doesn't exist. And so the body is the separation between you and your God self, and that's it. So all the work that you're doing, the other thing I would add, just a few more tips, is stop doing so much work. Stop doing so much forgiveness practice. And just be with your God self. Sit with the Divine Mother for an hour or 2 hours a day and just be with her. She is the energy that heals. She is the energy that creates. And stop feeding the ego that says something's wrong. There's nothing wrong. Nothing. Nothing needs to be done. I mean, at the stage you're at, Kate, of your personal development, your spiritual development, you know this. Can you let your experience of life be God living through you? The Divine having this experience of anxiety and just being with it. The Divine having the experience of you being afraid of death and just being with it. And having the experience of the Divine Mother walking through you and holding your hand and putting her hand on your heart, not to change anything, but to realize who you are. You're not this little body that might be 5'5", 5'6", with whatever color hair you've got. You're not that. You're the existence of God consciousness that wants her experience through you. And as you start to perceive life that way, I'm curious, what will change for you? What changes when you stop thinking that you're this body and that there's anything wrong with what you're going through? And just being with it. I think there's one more quote that I want to read from you from A Course in Miracles. "The purpose of the human body is to facilitate the body's energy pathway, energy in, energy storage, energy work output, and heat release, in order to maintain the good conditions needed for life and allow you to accomplish those things that are important for you. But the human body is just this never-ending storage. So if we stop putting fear into the pathway and you not be afraid of death, what could happen?" My clients that I've worked with end-stage cancer and so on and so forth, I take this to this place where it's like, let me just look at that fear and realize that I exist despite this body, and see if that fear dissolves even 1 or 1/5%. And that's what I want you to play with, Kate. Taking A Course in Miracles and embodying this idea that I'm not this body, I'm not this bank account, I'm not this forgiveness work unit. I am this entity of Source. So please try that out. feel free to email me back or message me back and let me know how that lands. I'm sending you lots of love, and this is just for everyone who's listening. At a certain point in your journey, obviously Kate's done a lot of work. At a certain point, it's like drop the oars and just let yourself float. If you're more of a beginner to the work, which we all are every day, like, okay, right now I need to do a bit of forgiveness. Right now I need to do a bit of this. But Kate's already doing all this stuff. So now it's like, okay, what if my anxiety isn't wrong? Can I just be with it? Can I let the Divine Mother run in my body and be with me more often? Something to play with. I'm sending you lots of love, Kate, and thank you so much for the email question. Again, if you have an email question, feel free to email me at easeintoclarity@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to answer it. Thank you so much. Have the best day ever. Sending you lots of love. Thank you so much for joining me in this podcast, Ease into Clarity. It is such a joy, pleasure, and honor to be in your living room. What I would love is if you follow me on Instagram, drdivi, or go to my website, drdivi.com, or write a review. That would be even more amazing. Thank you. If you really enjoyed this podcast, feel free to share it with friends, family. Tell them to follow me, because I think the more of us that listen to the fact that each of us can start to shift, each of us can shift mental things, emotional things, spiritual shift, to shift our daily reality. When more and more of us do it, we get a better planet. We get more love. We get more happiness. We get more joy. So I'd love it if you followed. I'd love it if you shared this, because it would be such a joy and an honor. And again, if you have a question, guess what? I'm here for you. So send me an email, easeintoclarity@gmail.com. And as they come in, I will answer them in podcasts that are subsequent, whether it be your boss, your relationship, your husband, whatever. That's what I'm here for. Because the more of us that learn really simple mental techniques, really simple spiritual techniques, we change the physical reality we live in. Pretty soon, we have more peace, more ease, more joy, trickling across the whole world. Remember, there's a spiritual solution for every problem. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.